What up guys, it's FanService Renji. Let's talk about the 5 things I hate and the 5 things I love about Anime Central, aka ACEN. Let's start with the 5 things I hate about Anime Central. The militant IRT staff members. IRT stands for Incident Response Team. For the most part, ACEN staff is pretty cool. There's just a few assholes in IRT that stick out just enough for me to mention them in this video. Ever since I started going to ACEN in 2008, I've always noticed there's a few guys in IRT that think they're frickin' drill sergeants. My first experience was when I was in line waiting for the masquerade. The IRT staff member that was patrolling my part of the line was literally marching back and forth, shouting out orders like he was in the military. I wouldn't have been surprised if he yelled out "Hail Hydra" in the process. Not gonna lie, some hood tendencies almost came out of us. You may be wearing an IRT vest right now, but don't let me catch you on Sunday because we will beat yo ass. All that military rah-rah yelling at people was unnecessary. Over all the years that I attended Anime Central, I kept noticing that. Sometimes I wish I beat that dude's ass back in 2008. That way, he could have passed on the message to other IRT members that thought they were militant Hydra agents. That if you're a dick to the attendees in line, one of them may check you and beat your ass. It's just a convention, bro. Calm your tits. I'm sorry if you're 21 years old and your mom won't breastfeed you anymore. I think it's time to try some almond milk. I heard it's just as good. Weather. ACEN is known for some of the most unpredictable and shitty weather that a con has to offer. It could be sunny as hell on Wednesday, snowing on Thursday, sunny for like 2 hours on Friday, then raining for the rest of the day, then Saturday morning it's a Sharknado, and then it snows for the rest of the weekend. That's Anime Central for you guys. Chicago weather be like, oh, you wanted to cosplay something without a coat? Boo-boo, I don't think so. There's not much eye candy when it comes to the venue. The hotels are kinda meh. The convention center's okay, but there's not a lot to offer in terms of photo shoot locations. There are some nice spots for photos around ACEN, but you gotta be willing to walk over a mile to get to those spots. The few very nice spots that ACEN does have to offer for photo shoots, best believe you're not the only one that's gonna be there. Budget-friendly food options. There's not a lot of cheap food options around ACEN. Your options are eat at the hotel, which is expensive. You can attempt to order pizza if you're willing to wait a couple hours for it to arrive. Guess what? You're not the only one with the genius idea of ordering pizza. You can walk about 25 minutes to the nearest McDonald's just to wait in a line that's long as crap, cause once again, you're not the only one that thought about walking to McDonald's. You can walk to the Rosemont Entertainment District and eat there. It's a very touristy place, so you're gonna be paying a lot of touristy prices. It's not cheap to eat around ACEN. You're gonna have to hit up a grocery store before you get to the convention, or you're just gonna have to cough up the money. I hate the jackass that pulls the fire alarm. Every year, some douche thinks it's cute to pull the fire alarm, causing the whole convention to be evacuated, and thousands of attendees have to go stand out on the street. Remember I mentioned weather? You could be out there in the rain, or snow, or Sharknado. It just sucks. This would make my year. The bitch nugget pulls the fire alarm, then is forced to evacuate, then gets hit by the fire truck that he caused to come. I don't want the kid to die or anything, but I just want him to be crippled just enough to where he's wrapped in bandages, both arms, legs suspended in the air in a cast, and he's conscious enough to think, was it really worth pulling the fire alarm? Then while he's paralyzed at the hospital, all he's allowed to watch is Chicago Fire. That way he can be reminded over and over again of the fire truck that hit him. Alright, let's talk about the 5 things that I actually love about ACEN. The location. Most of the main hotels are pretty walkable to the actual convention. Even if you can't book at one of the main hotels within a 10-minute walkable radius, the hotels down the street aren't that bad. It's just a short 5 to 10 minute shuttle ride, mainly due to the traffic. I've been to cons here in California where you can't even park anywhere near the convention. You're forced to park somewhere off-site and take a 30-minute shuttle from the parking lot to the convention. The rave/dance. The ACEN Soap Bubble is probably one of the best dances I've ever been to at a convention. They put a lot of effort into the production of the event. The stage is always looking nice, the lighting and audio are on point, and the room is huge. It could fit a lot of people. I appreciate that they put a lot of thought in selecting the DJs. I've been to enough cons where they let any kid with a laptop come on stage and pretend he's a DJ. Price point. For how big the con is and what you get for that badge price, it's definitely a good value. There are cons out there with like 2 special guests and attendance of like 2,000 or less that charge as much as ACEN does or more. For being one of the biggest anime cons in the Midwest, you are definitely getting a lot of bang for your buck. The vibe of the convention. For being as big as it is, it still has a very friendly hometown Midwest feel to it. For the most part, the people of ACEN have been pretty friendly. I haven't had much complaints about the atmosphere. You go to certain cons and people just got attitudes. You got the people over here that just want to be cost famous, so if you're a nobody, they don't want to talk to you. You got this group of people over here that don't want you to take their picture unless you're a professional photographer. Overall, I've always felt comfortable at ACEN, even when people didn't like me, but that's a whole nother conversation that I'll save for another video. And lastly, I love that Anime Central is right there in the Chicago area. The train station is like right there and it will take you right into downtown Chicago. There's just so many things to do and so much good food to eat in Chicago. If you're going to Anime Central, do yourself a favor and set some time aside to do some Chicago things. At the very least, get some deep dish pizza. You will not regret it. So many people go to these conventions in major cities but never take time to see the actual city. You're just wasting a good opportunity to double up on this vacation. You can go to the con and say that you saw the city. Anyways, those are 5 things I hate and 5 things I love about Anime Central, aka ACEN. If you're considering going to this convention in the future, I hope this video was able to persuade your decision one way or the other. As for me personally, I recommend you check out this convention at least once in your con life. Add it to your bucket list. Thank you so much for watching. I'm FanService Renji, and I'll see you guys next time.